What's up, City Light? Hope you're doing well this week. We're praying for you and that you would be filled with faith as we walk through this series together. What I wanted to do just over this next minute is to encourage us to keep praying for the situation in Israel and just to give you the 3 prayer points that we've been praying as a congregation, that we've been praying at Restore, for you to have those, for you to continue to invest in prayer and to do what we can do to ask God to work in the middle of that terrible, terrible situation. So the 3 things we've been talking about are, number 1, it comes from Hebrews 13. Verse 3 says, "Remember those who are in prison as though in prison with them, and those who are mistreated, since you are also in the body." So the idea being that we remember those in suffering as people who also experience suffering, but who also are in the body, who would be able to have an idea of what that would be like, even though we're not in a situation like that, to join with them, and particularly with brothers and sisters in Jesus. So the first thing is just to pray and be mindful, keep an awareness of mind of what's going on. Pray for those suffering, pray for those struggling, particularly those brothers and sisters in Jesus. Pray that the Lord would strengthen them, that God would comfort them, and that He would be with them in the midst of this very, very difficult situation. Pray as if you were going through it yourself. The second thing is to pray for justice for the wicked and the protection of the innocent. Instead of trying to figure out all the different sides and everything, you can know for sure to pray for the protection of the innocent and justice upon the wicked. That the Lord would bring justice, and rightfully so, upon those who are doing wickedness, and that the Lord would protect the innocent and the vulnerable, especially children. And so ask the Lord for those things, pray for those things, and plead for those things. The third thing is to pray for salvation and spiritual fruit, that in the midst of the earthly difficulties and earthly trouble, which is obviously terrible, that the Lord would produce good spiritual fruit, and that salvation would come, and that God would be glorified. And though things may be going terribly on earth, that there'll be many people who have an eternity of happiness in heaven in the midst of this. And so just pray for salvation and for spiritual fruit, even in the midst of this difficulty. Most of all, just remember, try to keep it in your focus to join with them in prayer as if you're going through it yourself. And may we be the light of the world by praying for the world. Go be the light of the world.